boys and girls, today we're going to be investigating adding and taking away. So I want you to have a think about what you already know about adding and what you already know about taking away. Have a think. In a minute you're going to ask the person next to you and they're going to ask you what you know about adding and taking away. So boys and girls, you've had a chance to act like mathematicians. You've had a chance to talk and to think about adding and taking away. Hand up if you're ready to tell us anything you know about adding. Okay, this boy here. Hands down, everybody else. Listen, see if you agree. See if you want to add something he's telling you. Go on, sweetie, what do you know about adding?
We are putting more in the group.
Are we putting more in the group or are we starting with how many groups? How many groups?
2.
Could be 2. Could be.
We're adding them together.
But does it have to be 2 groups? Could it be 3 groups?
Yes.
And then could we?
Add them together.
Don't use the word add. Instead of using the word add, what word could you use?
Join.
Joining them together. Fantastic. And when we write our number sentence, we write and. That is fantastic. Well done. Now, what about subtracting? How many groups am I starting with when I subtract? How many? How many groups do I have? Only?
1.
Only?
1.
Only 1 group. Please don't tell her. Look at me. Unless you're going to live with her whole life, you can't tell her stuff now. Okay? So I'm only going to start with 1 group. So when I subtract, what am I going to do? Hands up.
Put some away.
Fantastic. So when I subtract, I take some away. I take away. Fantastic. So boys and girls, we're going to put up a few levels on the board. And we know what your levels are. You're then going to work at one of the levels today. All right. So the first level is going to be the red level. Okay, so boys and girls, I'm going to choose 2 numbers. And I'm going to add them together at the first level. So if this is too easy for you, there's going to be your level up here as well that you can choose from. So I'm looking through for numbers that I think I'm ready to add. So I've got some numbers. So turn to your partner and say, what numbers are we going to add?
What numbers are we going to add?
All right, eyes this way. Eyes this way. Eyes this way. Now, boys and girls, don't forget when you talk to your partner, don't yell at them, just talk quietly. What numbers are we going to add?
5 and 7.
Fantastic. So I'm going to write my number sentence that says I'm going to have a group of 5 and a group of 7, and I want to know what that is. I don't care what it is yet. It might not be your level. Your level's coming. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my groups with counters. So if this is your level, this is what you're going to do. How many is going to be in one of my groups?
5.
Good girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 in a nice straight row there. Okay, how many is going to be in my other group?
7.
7. I'm going to make another row of 7. Now I have to draw my counters. So how many is in one of my groups?
4.
How many is in one of my groups?
7.
Don't listen to other people, particularly if they're just guessing. Good girl. I'm going to draw a group of 7. And I'm going to draw a group of
5.
Fantastic. Now, how am I going to work out what 5 and 7 is? What am I going to do? Count them. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So what does 5 and 7 equal?
12.
Fantastic. Well done. So if you're the red level, that's what you're going to do. Now, the next level that we know is in this class is this level. This time, I'm going to get cards. And I'm going to take away. So again, I'm going to look for numbers that I'm ready to take away. So I might even have a 5, and I might even have a 7 still. But this time I'm going to take away. So I want you to have a think. Don't work it out yet. I want you to have a think. I've got 2 numbers. There's a girl not looking at me. I've got 2 numbers. Thinking happens in your head. I've got 2 numbers, but I'm only going to make 1 group. So I have to decide which number could I make a group of. If I have a group of 5, do I have enough to take away a group of 7?
No.
If I have a group of 7, do I have enough to take away a group of 5?
Yes.
So which number am I going to make my group of?
7.
And which number am I going to take away?
5.
Fantastic. So I'm going to write that as my number sentence. This is my pink level. I'm going to write that I'm going to make a group of 7, and I'm going to take away a group of 5. And I'm going to work out what that is. Now, no one in this class is using counters at this level at the moment, so I'm going to instead use a very special number line. Now turn to your partner and say, if we're taking away, which end? Stop. 1, 2, 3. Didn't listen. It's listening and then asking. So listen first. So I want you to turn to your partner and say, if we're taking away, which end of the number line will we start on? If we're taking away, which end of the number line will we start on? What do you think? Do you think we'll start on the left or the right? Fantastic, well done. Okay, point to the end of the number line. We're going to start on this end or that end. Fantastic. Why are we going to start on this end? Why do you think?
It's getting smaller.
And will we have room to get smaller if we start here?
No.
No. So we're going to put our 7 here. If we're going to take away as counting backwards, how many 1s are we taking away? How many 1s are we going to take away? Good girl. So we're going to do 5 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had 7. We took away 1, now we've got?
6.
We took away 1, now we've got?
7. 5.
Fantastic. Don't call out, think. We had 5, we took away 1, we now have?
4.
Fantastic. We had 4, we took away 1, we now have?
3.
Fantastic. We had 3, we took away 1, we now have?
2.
Okay, if that's your level, if that's too easy, this is your level, okay? Because there's no levels in between, we know, in this classroom. Okay, now the next level is we're going to be investigating friends of 10. If you can do this, but you don't know your friends of 10, this is what you're going to do. You're going to have a 10 frame. And you're going to have some counters. You're going to choose a number that's less than 10, and you're going to put that number of counters onto your 10 frame. I'm going to start from the top left, so it always looks the same. Now I'm going to write 3's friend of 10. So I'm going to write 3 and let's count the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7.
So what's 3's friend of 10? 7. So I'm going to write 3 and 7 is 10. Now the next job, if you're learning your friends of 10, is not just to write it. It's not just to write it, it's to close your eyes. Now imagine the 10 frame. Hand up if you can see the 3 counters in the top row of the 10 frame. Hand up if you can see the empty spaces. How many empty spaces can you see in the top row? Eyes open. I'll draw the 10 frame for you so that you can take a picture of it with your mind. But when you do it at your table, you'll have it on your table. That's what it looks like. All right, we've got 3 counters in the 10 frame. All right, close your eyes. Hand up and tell me how many empty spaces you can see in the top row. How many, gorgeous? Fantastic. Okay, close your eyes. How many empty spaces can you see in the bottom row with your eyes closed? How many, the girl next to her, how many can you see?
9.
Empty spaces. These are all empty. How many empty, good girl. So how many empty spaces altogether? How many? So you got the 5 and you got the 2. How many is that?
7.
Fantastic. So 3's friend of 10 is 7. You don't have to draw the 10 frame. You have to close your eyes and imagine it. Because are you just writing your friends of 10 or do you have to get them into your head? You have to get them into your brain. Good job. Now, if you think you know your friends of 10, if you think that's too easy and that's too easy and that's too easy, this is your level. Don't tip it up. All right, so what you're going to do is you are going to have some cards and you are going to find a teen number that you like. I like this one. Hand up and tell me what teen number I've made. What teen number?
16.
16, fantastic. So I'm going to write 16 on my page and I'm going to draw a place value chart. You're going to say, what is the value of the column on the right?
What is the value of the column
on the right? What's the value of this column in place value? It is the lowest number you say when you count. What is it? What's the lowest number that you say when you count? 1. So eyes this way. Eyes this way. So the column on the right is the 1s. Okay, turn to your partner and say, what is the value of the column on the left?
What is the value of the column on the left? What is the value of the left?
So it's the number of fingers that you have. How many fingers do you have?
10.
Count them. Count your fingers. Okay, eyes this way. Sit up, please, gorgeous. Sit up. All right, eyes this way. Eyes this way. Okay, what is the value of the column on the left?
10.
Fantastic. So anything in here is 10s. So you're now going to get that number of blocks. How many blocks are you going to get, gorgeous? What number are we doing in this colour? This colour. What number are we doing? Good job. Now I'm going to get my 16 blocks and I'm going to join them in 10s and 1s. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I've got my 16, you're right. I have to get the 16. So I've got my 16 blocks and I have grouped them in 10s and 1s. Now, hand up and tell me how many 10s do I have. This is a 10. How many 10s do I have? The whole thing's a 10. Good job. So where am I going to write that I've got 1 10? Where am I going to write it? In the 10s or in the 1s? Fantastic. Okay, how many 1s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many?
6.
Where am I going to write that? In the
1.
Fantastic. Now I'm going to write my number sentence, which is 16 is 1, 10, and how many 1s?
6.
6 1s. So if this is your level, if that's too easy and that's too easy and that's too easy, this is your level. All right, so boys and girls, we're going to do one more level. Hand up if you think you know this. You know the green level.
Yes.
You know your friends of 10. All right, hand up if you know the purple level, you know place value. Fantastic. There is one more level. It's going to be the blue level. This is what you're going to look at. We're going to add the same numbers, 5 and 7, so you're going to get 2 single-digit numbers. Now your numbers have to add to more than 10. So if I have 5 and 7, who thinks I will have more than 10? Fantastic. So am I allowed to use 5 and 7? Yes, because I want it to equal more than 10. Fantastic. So I've got my 5 and 7. Now I'm going to draw my number line and I'm going to put my 5 on it. Now this time I'm not going to count by ones. I'm not going to use counters. I'm going to jump straight to 10 in one jump. Can you use your friends of 10 to work out how many I added? What's 5's friend of 10? Think about your 10 frame. What's 5's friend of 10? 5. So I've added 5. If I have 5 and I add 5, will I get 10?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, did I add all of my 7? I only added 5. So did I break my 7 up?
Yes.
Okay, so I've already added the 5. How many more do I have to add? Let's have a look. You can use these blocks to work this bit out. All right, so let's count. This is the 7 I was meant to add. 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6, 7.
So that's the 7. All right, that's the 7 I was supposed to add. Did I add all of my 7?
No.
How many did I add?
1, 5, 2,
5.
4, 5.
So how many more do I have to add?
2.
2 more. So you can do this at your table. You can partition at your table. So now I have to add the 2. Can I use place value? I've got 1 10 and 2 1s. That's going to be 1 10 and how many 1s?
2.
2 1s. What number is that?
12.
Fantastic. So boys and girls, these are your levels. Hand up if you're going to work at this level today. Fantastic. Hand up if you're going to work at the pink level. Good job. Who's going to learn their friends of 10? Good job. Who's going to learn their place value? Good job. And who's going to try to use their friends of 10 and place value to do this? Okay, well done. So boys and girls, listening to your teacher as you go to your tables, and we will get you all set up and start.